The mentally poor and the religious. The mentally poor and the religious? How's that possible? Don't the religious have the Bible? They have the Bible. How can that possibly be that the religious are mentally poor? Mentally poor sit in many different chairs. They go by many different names, but they all have the same thing in common. They lie about God. They hate God. They have a goal and a purpose, and that's to hide from God, or even to kill God. That is to say, kill him in your mind. How do they accomplish it? It's very, very simple. People want someone to lie to them. People do not want to face God. So people will pay millions and millions of dollars. They will pay outrageous sums of money just to have someone lie to them. Do you remember the Left Behind series? How many millions of books were sold concerned with the rapture? Everybody knows the rapture is a lie. The word rapture doesn't even exist in the Bible. The concept of rapture doesn't even exist in the Bible. And yet people are willing to spend millions and millions of dollars. Please, somebody lie to me. Please, somebody lie to me. And when I say everybody knows, I mean everybody. I went to a video store one day, and in the window there was a video game being advertised. I don't know what the game was called, but it was, you know, the typical, it was a half man, half machine kind of a thing. And you drive this half man, half machine around in the video game, you know, blowing things up and all that kind of stuff. Just a game. And to advertise this particular game, the manufacturer wrote on the front of the cover, really big letters, man, "The rapture has failed, but we won't." I mean, that was a video game. It's like, yeah, everybody knows rapture is just another lie, you know, and there's always another lie to be made because people are always willing to put out the money for another lie. There's another religious group, and you know, people want lies that fit them, you know, so these groups, you know, will shape a lie in any way you want it to be shaped. And this one group is pretty big. They say what you need to do to get to heaven is you need to pray to a woman. And you need to take these beads. We'll give you these magic beads. And you twirl these magic beads around in your fingers. And then that'll make you feel like you've been forgiven. So pray to this woman and twirl these magic beads around. That's inventive. Nobody bothers to take a look at the Bible. What does the Bible say about praying to this woman? Jesus was teaching in the crowd, you know, and there was this woman, and she stood up, or she raised her voice, and she said, "Blessed is the woman that bore you." And Jesus stopped her immediately and said, "No, but I tell you, blessed is the man or the person that does the will of God." That's what Jesus had to say about praying to Mary. And then I've talked to some of those in that group, and they say, no, the reason Jesus had so much power, and was so blessed of God was because of Mary. And I said, well, if that's true, then Jesus' 5 brothers and at least 2 sisters would also have that same power, because Mary gave birth to another 5 children and to at least another 2 girls. That's what the Bible says. The Bible even lists their names, who they were. And yet nobody bothers to read the Bible because they prefer lies. People prefer lies. To illustrate a point, that lying point, I'm going to make up a fictitious character, but you can figure out the story. There's an astronomer, and he wants to look at the stars, but he doesn't have enough money to pay for a telescope. But he looks around and he sees there's a group of people that want someone to lie to them. If I tell these people lies, they will buy me a brand new telescope, and then I can look at the stars the way I want to. So the man makes a deal with the devil. That was his deal. He got his telescope, and the people just stood around and fed and ate all the lies that he could invent. And after a time, the man with such noble intentions forgot why he was looking at the stars to begin with. The mentally poor will corrupt, will rot, and will ultimately pollute anyone that gets too close to them. Be careful. Stay away from the mentally corrupted. You have to go through them in order to find truth, but make sure it's a hit and run. You go in, get some information, get out, and get cleaned up. Take a breath, try it again later. Be very careful if you go that route.